Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. I'll talk to you today about something important because it is a topic of conversation from Holton, Maine to Key West, from San Diego to Seattle and everywhere in between. So, what about people who defy federal law in the immigration area? What should American justice do about them? So let's zero in on Michelle Wu. Fascinating woman, I think. I've never met her, and she is the mayor of Boston. And Boston's my second home. Many of you know that I worked there at Channel 5 and Channel 7 as a local reporter, made a pretty strong name for myself in Boston. And then I attended Boston University, got a master's in journalism, broadcast journalism, and at Harvard, where I got a master's degree in public administration. So I know Boston as well as anybody knows Boston. I was just up there last weekend. And Michelle Wu is a very far left person, but I don't think she's a bad person. The city is deteriorating under her watch. The graffiti alone is shocking. And Harvard Square is going down. That's Cambridge, not Boston. But, you know, it's not what it should be. Now, crime in Boston is low. And the reason is community policing. They've done a very good job up there by the police joining with the clergy in tough neighborhoods like Roxbury, Charlestown, places like that, where the police have a very good rapport with local leaders. And they're able to isolate gangs and things like that, troublemakers, much quicker. And they got them under control. And the crime rate in Boston, one of the best in any major city. So that's to Wu's credit and the police commissioner up there as well. You got to be honest about these things. But Wu is very soft on punishment for criminals, very soft, and wants every migrant in the world to be able to do whatever they want in Boston. No restraints at all. So the Oversight Committee in the House calls Wu to Washington, D.C., where she shows up yesterday, and Congressman Paul Gosar of Arizona, Republican, is grilling her about her sanctuary city policies. Here's what Mayor Wu said. Go.
Respectfully, Congressman, you could pass bipartisan legislation, and that would be comprehensive immigration law. The false narrative is that immigrants in general are criminals, or immigrants in general cause all sorts of danger and harm. That is actually what is undermining safety in our communities. If you wanted to make us safe, pass gun reforms. Stop cutting Medicaid. Stop cutting cancer research. Stop cutting funds for veterans. That is what will make our city safe.
Okay, so that's a bunch of gibberish. With all due respect to Ms. Wu, 39 years old, Harvard Law grad. Gibberish. So let's go over it. False narrative is that immigrants in general are criminals. Nobody's saying immigrants in general are criminals. Nobody. No sane person says that. They violated civil law by coming in here without proper documentation. That's true. But if you get a speeding ticket, you're not a criminal. Okay, that's a civil violation. But there are hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens who are criminals, Ms. Wu, and many of them are in your town. That's documented, madam. And I know you don't want to believe it, but that's on you. Don't be spouting propaganda, because there are a significant number of foreign nationals committing serious violent crimes in this country. Fact. Got it? Write it down. Then she says, you want to make a safe pass gun reform. What does that mean? It means to Ms. Wu, ban all guns. That's what she wants to do. That's what the far left wants. All guns. So only the criminals will have them. No law-abiding citizen can protect him or herself with a firearm. Thank you, Michelle. That sounds really sane to me. Then stop cutting Medicaid. Cutting Medicaid? I guess you missed the new budget passed by the House last week where Medicaid payments are increased by 2%. Oh, I know you don't like that because under Biden, he increased them in 4 years 36%. Medicaid. Okay? That's what Biden did. And that's why the country's going bankrupt. Michelle, got it? And not only that, but in the Medicaid arena under Biden, that money wasn't used solely for health care. Oh, no. According to the Wall Street Journal, there are a myriad of other things that Medicaid has been used for. Like what, you say? How about music lessons for children? How about art lessons for children? How about cooking classes? All of that. They took Medicaid funds, the states, and used it for that. No supervision, no Doge. And I bet I could find that in Massachusetts in a heartbeat, where you got federal tax dollars for Medicaid and wasted them. And I bet I could find it in Boston. You want to make that bet? Because if you do, I'll come up and do it. So you're just a propagandist. That's what you are. Oh, no, if you want to make people safe, oh, don't cut Medicaid. What does that have to do with criminality? And they're not cutting it anyway. But you don't care to know that because you're a progressive leftist who just spouts this stuff over and over again. You have lunch with Elizabeth Warren. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It's just ridiculous. So irresponsible. Now, the only point that Michelle Wu has is if you start deporting many migrants, then the migrants get scared. And they won't call the cops if somebody beats them up. That's legitimate, but it's the greater good you have to look at. And you may have noticed, but Homeland Security has stopped a lot of the mass deportations now. Okay, we reported this yesterday on the No Spin News, which is my television broadcast on BillO'Reilly.com, is where you can get it. So Homeland Security has basically stopped or slowed down, all right, because it doesn't want to throw grandma on a bus. It wants to be selective in who it takes into custody. There's a lot of a reevaluation going on, and that as it should be. What should happen and what is proposed under the Trump administration is that if you are here illegally, then you have to register. Government has to know where you are. Now, a lot of migrants won't do that. Okay, you don't do it, you're gone. Your grandma, your four, whatever, you're gone. Out of here. You don't have a right to be here. I'm sympathetic to the migrants. I've gone over this before. I've given the Catholic Church in New York City a lot of money to help poor people, and in that pool are some migrants. So I'm not a mean guy. But Michelle Wu, her ideology has taken her over. She has no solution. She supports the open border Biden put in. She doesn't mind there are 15 million foreign nationals running around here unsupervised, including tens of thousands in Boston. She didn't care. Oh, no pass gun regulations. Yeah, take all guns away from everybody. That'll do it. This is so moronic. And you know what? She's not a dumb woman. You can't get through Harvard Law being stupid. But she's shrouded with left-wing ideology. That's her whole life. That's why she's sitting there. Because the left-wingers in Boston voted for her. No conservative is going to vote for Michelle Wu. She knows that. Moderates won't even vote for her. That's how extreme left she is. So she's got to spout this nonsense. Now, if I'm Trump, I tell Homeland Security, I want you to keep track of all the detainers that you ask for in these sanctuary cities. You ask for a detainer on X, Y, and Z. If they don't obey, then some of these civil servants are going to be arrested. That's how you do it. We request you detain. You don't detain, you get arrested. And you can do that, but you've got to do it in a very methodical way. And I guarantee you, If Homeland Security sends a detainer to Michelle Wu's office, Michelle Wu's going to ignore it. Not going to do anything about it. Nothing. Because she knows if she picked up the phone and told her police chief or her prison people, don't obey it, she could go. Not going to do it. But this is a mess. And you should know the truth about it. Thank you for watching and listening to me, Bill O'Reilly. We'll see you again later on this week. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.